good afternoon or evening or whatever this is, or definitely afternoon for the West Coast friends. Cocktails. So this evening, I think I have a setup that allows you to maybe actually see what I'm doing, more or less, kind of mostly. Let me tell you, it is like a book, stock pot, cutting board situation. Is very sophisticated. Please enjoy my fancy set. This evening, we will be making a Caiprinha, which is a Brazilian drink, which is made with lime and cachaça, which is kind of like rum, except how rum is made with molasses, the cachaça is made with like the rest of the sugar cane. I believe that's true. You can tell me if it's not true. So we take our lime and we cut off its little ends. Oh, by the way, if you have, first of all, wash the lime if you haven't already washed the lime. Mine is like a little damp. You can see it has been recently washed. Then you want to kind of roll it on your countertop just to help it want to release its little lime juices when you do this. And then you take it and you cut its little ends off. It's actually more disturbing when you say little like that, so we'll just take that part back. Oh good, our knife needs to be sharpened. We'll be doing that a little bit later. Hopefully this is not going to be some kind of dangerous situation. All right, so we've cut its little ends off. Apparently I'm still saying that. And then we just cut our lime into quarters. So we make our quarters by cutting into halves. Following that, I'm gonna get another knife. Let's see if we can, maybe the paring knife is actually a little bit sharper. Yes, okay, so if you're playing along at home, use a sharp knife. It's actually safer to use a sharp knife than to use a dull knife. Okay, so we take our little lime quarters. We got our glass, which I learned from somebody watching yesterday, thank you Yishan, that it is called a rocks glass. So we take our little lime quarters and we drop them in to our glass. Then we're using our book, by the way. Book continues to have all the information that we require. It tells us to use a teaspoon of sugar. So we got our sugar over here, we got our teaspoon. We sprinkle the sugar over it, or we just like kind of dump it in, because whatever. Then we muddle. So we take our muddler and we trying to be careful, give like a good squish to each and every one of the lime quarters. If you have to kind of move them around, you do that. If you want to splash your Facebook, iPad situation, that might happen. So some good pressing, some good kind of press and squish and twist. The sugar is actually helping you with this because it's a little bit of an abrasive. You want to do it like a little bit like kind of slow and steady rather than like kind of an up and down, because it will be very splashy. It already is. So that's for that. Then we take our cachaça, and it calls for in the recipe 2 ounces of cachaça. So as usual, it's about 1.5 ounces. That is also about 1.5 ounces. So it's 2 ounces that are a little bit like 3 ounces. Then it says to stir. Now that we've added the cachaça, so we're gonna stir again like a little bit carefully, so as not to be spilling and splashing, as is my usual way. You can use some kind of fancy stirring spoon, but honestly, I'm just using the measuring spoon. And then we just fill the rest of it with ice. So let me grab a little ice. Okay, it's possible there might be a little too much ice in here, but that's like totally cool and completely normal and absolutely fine. And it just asks you to stir it again. So some of that is just making it cool. Some of it is mixing the limes up with the ice cubes so that they're all kind of interspersed. A lot of it is like really excellent splashing, and next time I do this, I'm gonna use a slightly larger glass, I think. Delicious. Okay, so it looks a little bit like juice. Be very careful when drinking this, only because it's super strong, but it totally tastes like juice, and I once got my mom extremely drunk. Hi, Mom. On New Year's Eve using these. So enjoy. It's a good summery drink. Caiprinha. Yep. All right. Take care, friends. Have a good afternoon. Cheers.